You know, I've probably got around, if I had to estimate, around 200 hours into Baldur's Gate 3. I don't actually know off the top of my head. I know I did when it first came out, like 2.5 years ago. I guess almost 3 years ago now. Damn, it's been a long time. I initially did a rogue playthrough, which was about 60 hours combined with a little bit of a ranger playthrough, and then I walked away for a little bit, came back, did the ranger. Um, then I just dipped in when the druid came out, and I dipped in when the bard came out, and each time I would do and add to that chunk. So I haven't played it religiously over the past 3 years, but I've definitely, it's like I would say every 4 months, every 6 months, diving in for a good chunk of gameplay. And the crazy thing is, like, every time I've done that, which I've done multiple characters now, I have felt like that experience in early access with just a fraction of the game's total scope in front of me and available to me. I have felt like I got my money's worth for that early access every single time. Like, it's amazing. So what prompted me to want to make this video is I've seen in the last couple of weeks some of these really big content creators who have this game tagged as potentially being RPG of the decade. Now, if you had asked me 2 years ago, I might have been like, it's pretty damn good, but RPG of the decade? I don't know about that. But now, especially I feel like within the 2023 calendar year, and even the latter part of last year, they have added so much more to this game. And then the community announcement, the number 20 they did, the community update number 20, was like, and pushing the game up a month and everything else. I think all of these things combined have created this perfect storm of a sense for for my upbringing, my birthplace coming out there. Well, that's what you can get for looking. Anyway, I think the combination of all of those things is like this perfect storm for Larian, and we are looking at a game that is so good, and yet we've only seen a fraction of it. I think that speaks to something that has the potential to be RPG of the decade for sure. Um, you know, I don't know that I've ever seen a game that is as rich and full of options, I guess would be the best. It's kind of the closest I've ever seen a game coming to being like what tabletop is with your friends, because when you're playing tabletop with your friends, it's the only limit is up here. It's your imagination, right? So it's, you know, you're sitting around, you've got dice, you've got your imaginations, and you can just have fun with that. And they have added the ability to do so many things. And yes, there are still things that some people would like to see that are potentially technological challenges that'll wait till the next iteration of a game. But to see where we've come technology wise and to see what they've been able to create has been really, really cool. Like being able to throw things and use the environment to your advantage to be able to, use the verticality of the world in such a way. It's been done before, but this is, it's a much more robust system. Um, the game, looks pretty damn good. You know, I'm running it on an older system, guys. I have a 1080 in my laptop, and I'm, knock on wood, that thing's going to give me another couple of years out of it. But the game looks and runs pretty damn good on that machine. I'll get an occasional, when I'm running OBS at the same time, I will get an occasional freeze, but only when I'm running OBS. If I just play the game, I don't have any hitches at all. So it's already optimized pretty good, even in early access. So it has all of these things going for it. I'm logged onto my sorcerer right now. I have this drow sorcerer that I've really enjoyed. This is not going to be the first character I take through. I'm taking a forest gnome druid through single player, and then if you guys have caught the last couple of days, I've done some multiplayer sessions with Mujin and Babylonia, and I'm doing a tiefling bard for that group. Um, and then when I finish the Druid session, I'll come back and play the Drow Sorcerer because it's really 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 cool. I have played Wizards to death. I have played Rogues to death. I've played the Ranger to death. I'm doing a lot of different things with Baldur's Gate 3, which brings me back around to the initial premise of this video, which is this the RPG of the decade? And I can say this: it is the first game in I'm 43. I've been playing games since I was, you know, single player, story driven point and click games from the time I was 8, 9, 10 years old. But getting into, just gaming my whole life essentially. This is the first time, the first time I will not be starting an RPG with a rogue ever. So it's I can look at that as sort of proof of something super special because it's the first game since I was a kid that has inspired me to want to do something different. Now, some of that you can attribute to my age and me playing lots of games since then and maturing as a human, as a gamer, whatever. My tastes change over the years. Um, Outside influences, all these other things. It's just a culmination, as much as this game is a culmination of their abilities going from Divinity Original Sin 1 to 2 and then to this and watching their company grow along the way. It's been the same sort of seasoning thing for me where I'm at the perfect point in my life where Larian has created this thing that it just hits and it makes me want to try something different. And so I've been having a lot of fun. So I'm rambling for almost 7 minutes, it says, as I'm drinking my morning coffee. It stormed last night. It was a beautiful night. What time is it in the morning? It's 5:36 a.m. whatever day this is. And I'm talking to y'all about a really cool RPG. Now, I think if you dive into what makes a game special, I think there are a few things that make a game super special. One of those things is the ability to immerse yourself in the game and really get into it and say, you know what?
I'll feed your innards to the ants before I do that.
Hang on.
Istik.
This is your last chance.
No, look up. That was your last chance, Istik. Now burn.
This is the perfect opportunity to show you what I'm talking about with this game. Yeah. So cool. And keep in mind, this is early access.
Stop wasting time, Beretta. You're not here to play with the locals.
Of course, Kithrak. We merely sought to...
No excuses. Question, kill, then move on. Find the weapon.
This dude is brutal.
Queen watches us. Fail her at your peril.
You thought Lazelle was
The
tough.
Red Dragon. I envy its knight. Would that I rode such a steed. A crash must be near. Come, my kin await.
Now, this is what I'm talking about with this game because this is only, like, for those of you who have played the early access, sometimes when you enter a conversation, you'll have 6, 7, 8 options, right? And that will change dramatically based on whether you're, a drow, an elf, a dwarf, what class are you, what knowledge do you have of the world, arcana, history, so on and so forth. This game is so deep. It's kind of mind-blowing. Like I've played, I think the closest I could think of story-wise recently would be The Witcher 3 was the last time that I played a game that was, as deep narratively, I think. For me personally. I'm sure other people will have different games that resonate for them. But I can think back recently, Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire also hits that mark of having lots of diversity. And of course, going back to Baldur's Gate 2. But I love when there's tons of narrative, choices, and this game provides you with them. And also these amazing cutscenes, which, by the way, throughout early access, these cutscenes have gone from being very rudimentary and janky to now being much better and streamlined and looking a lot better. It's obviously still a their unique style, but for me it works. What's really interesting to me is I have a Series X, and I will absolutely play this game on the Series X once it becomes available, to show the difference there, which I did with Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2. Looking at those games, playing them on the PC first a couple times through, and then playing the Game Pass port um, uh, for each of those games. Also, I think just the way games are designed these days, there's so much replayability in them that it's great to go back multiple times on different platforms even and just be like, this is awesome. Plus, there's a cross-save option in this game. I've got it turned off right now because I have nothing to cross-save to, and it was causing a little bit of wonkiness with autosaves and some lag hitching into early access. But there's a lot of potential for what they've got already, and that's what makes me think that, ooh, RPG of the decade. Is it possible? I think that it is absolutely possible. Um, I think that what they have here is something super super special. But, there are some games that are coming out that I think that are going to be really good within the next year or two. Vowd's going to be one of them. We don't know, but in terms of the storyline, but Obsidian in the past has tended to make fairly, I would say, they're great games. They've usually had like between 60 to 100 hours of like main gameplay, and then you can go beyond that if you do. Like the first Pillars of Eternity game was shorter than the second one. Deadfire was obnoxiously large. That was a 200-hour game for me. Um, so, looking at peers like this, I think that this is something that for me personally, yeah, I think that Avowed is going to be good. I think that Star Wars Outlaws is going to be good. Those are the first games I can think of off the top of my head. Cyberpunk 2077 expansion, you know, but I don't see any new IPs in the horizon for the next 3 to 5 years that I'm aware of that can come close to what Baldur's Gate 3 has. Obviously, that's just one man's opinion, but I see this as absolutely being the potential number one for RPG of the decade for 2020 to 2030. Like it's just when they came out and said that the base game is going to have 75 to 100 hours of gameplay, right? And then the completionist, like myself, is going to have 200 hours, and that the multiplayer sessions were going to take a year and a half, maybe more. I was sold on this being RPG of the decade. It was like, on top of how much fun I've already had in early access, like we've been testing the multiplayer recently, and I'm gonna take a swig of coffee right now because I got a frog in my throat. When we started playing multiplayer recently, and it's just been the three of us, um, that's the most fun I've had in years. It honestly feels like you're sitting at a tabletop session. Like it's really, really good. And the three of us just came off of a Starfinder actual play session along with Gila. Um, I don't know if Gila's gonna be playing. I need to reach out and ask. I played Diablo 4 with him, but I'm not sure if he's going to join Baldur's Gate 3 or not. But those are the guys we just did our Starfinder actual play session, and we're rolling into this next. And we've had so much fun. Like the multiplayer, which is why to me this is another aspect of why I think RPG of the decade is not a miss um, prediction. I think that it's probably spot on. Because the multiplayer is a whole nother level of gameplay, and it right now in early access it has its wonkiness. Um, I'm sure they're gonna do some, additional adjustments. The panel from Hell on Friday is gonna let us know more. They'll probably fine tune it over the first 6 months to a year of the game being live, whatever expansions we get. But the multiplayer is already a very fun experience, even if it's wonky. It's Honestly, and I know my brother as an example, I didn't play Divinity Original Sin 2 multiplayer, but my brother and his two buddies that he went to high school with and grade school with even, he's known them since they were single digit kids, I think. Anyway, the three of them, I've played Star Wars: The Old Republic with them and some other stuff over the years, Lord of the Rings Online, but those three have gone out and played, all sorts of stuff. And you know, coming back to Divinity Original Sin 2 for the three of them, my brother reported to me that that was like the funnest they'd had ever playing video games. Like the three of them just loved the multiplayer in DOS 2. So, you know, knowing that this company is capable of making good multiplayer already and they're adding it to the mix with Baldur's Gate 3, I realize there's a little jankiness right now, but it's such a great core system already. I can't wait to see what this looks like when it's refined. So, yeah, that title of RPG of the Decade feels like it might fit. I just know that for me, it's been a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun in a lot of games. I'm pretty easy to please. I love Diablo 4. I loved God of War Ragnarok. I love pretty much everything I play. Assassin's Creed Valhalla was awesome. I love that entire Assassin's Creed series. I'm not easy. I'm not. Excuse me. I'm not hard to please everybody. It's very easy to make me happy. I love my entertainment. I love making videos around stuff. I love streaming and everything else. So it's not. It's very rare that I'll find something that I'm like, I don't like that. But this takes the cake. So I don't know. I don't want to say that I'm hyped for this game because the hype would be if I hadn't seen it, touched it, felt it, smelled it. You know, Hype is a different beast. This is based on, I saw somebody the other day who already had, he did a 300-hour video. I've only got like 200 hours in early access. I've heard about people who have like hundreds of hours in this game already, which blows my mind. But there are people out there who have literally taken every single class. I've not taken every single class through. I've taken. Think about this for a minute. Think about this. My 200 hours is like the rogue, the ranger, um, the bard, the druid, and now recently doing the sorcerer and and the live streams in between. But there are people who have done every single class, which blows my mind. Even once this game live, I will never be able to cover all the classes in this game unless I spend a decade doing it. Because there's so many classes and then the permutations of the sub races, like there are dozens of ways that you can play this game in terms of the permutations of the characters, which means, obviously there's going to be a core story that's the same every time you play through, just like with Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Like, I still play Baldur's Gate 1, what is it, like 25 times over the years, up to Baldur's Gate 2, I think like 12 times over the years. Like, knowing that this game is going to provide me with a decade of entertainment to come, yeah, it's not hype. It's just, I've already seen it, touched it, smelt it, felt it, and it's coming out in, a month. Like, I don't have to have faith. There's no copium going on here. It's a thing. So, um, is this the future of RPGs? I don't think so. I think that this is just Larian doing their own thing. If this inspires a new wave of games to be developed in a way that is as rich and as deep as this, I will be extremely happy. The evolution of gaming has satisfied me immensely throughout my life. Um, I can say that each year it just gets better and better. And I'm my mid 40s now, so I'm like looking at this, I'm like knowing that this is what I get to experience and explore for the rest of my life is, until we get VR and I can just, plug myself into a suit and have a catheter and IV food. Yeah, go vegetable and just live online. I'm there. Like retirement home? No, put me in a VR suit, sir. I will serve out the remainder of my time as an online avatar. I love gaming. I love it. Um, anyway, guys, I got sidetracked. I'm 20 minutes in. Um, yeah, I think that's the end of it here. I am going to do one more thing for those of you who want to have all the things spoiled. I'm going to go ahead and do this to its end, whatever that might be. It might end in success. It might end in death. It might end in, I don't know how this one might end. It always depends on the dice rolls and everything else. So, yeah, this is the part where I can say, if you want to see another, I don't know, it could be 5 minutes, could be 20 minutes, I don't know. Let's play this out and see where this particular encounter goes. All right, so Commercial time, everyone. Huge shout out to the guild champions who are our highest tiered membership here on YouTube. We've got Bubbleonia, Ancient Entity, Crazy's Relative, Remedy. Thanks so much for your support here on the channel. And of course, to all of our members who help keep me full time here on YouTube. Thanks so much for your support, for being here, for checking in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, super chat any live streams or premieres you see, super thanks any video uploads you see. Don't forget YouTube Shorts in that category as well. And hopefully, we'll see you in the next live stream. Don't forget the Discord. Links are down below. Let's get back to the video. And we'll just pat the dragon on the head, I suppose.
The dragons serve Githyanki. I'll see it does you no harm. Follow me. We are close to the cure we seek.
Now, she just takes off at this point. So,
We must speak.
this is crazy. I mean, it's like, yo, chick, what is going on here? Like, you just ran off.
Loretha, look what wonders near.
So there,
Child of Vlaakith, be still and listen.
this is crazy.
Hear me, knight. I must.
So let's see how this works.
Do you not honor the command of a Kithrak, young
Look
one?
at that dragon.
Ryder, my time is short.
Scary
Lead
shit,
me
man.
to...
Shh, shh, shh. Such a familiar tone. Were I not merciful, I would slice the skin clean from your meat. Yet you are not bleeding. For I am nothing if not merciful. Your name, child.
Now I can actually influence this. This is crazy, but I'm gonna nod to her. Like, go ahead.
Lae'zel.
Lae'zel. Proud. Regal, even. A Geich vessel has fallen from the sky, Lae'zel. Thieves aboard have taken a weapon most precious. It is polyhedric in shape and inscribed with the sacred runes of our people.
You suddenly feel a strange anxiety take hold. Not your own, but that of the artifact you carry. Somehow, it's afraid you attune your mind to it. The artifact does not want to part from you. It does not want to fall into the Gith Raiders' hands.
Take word to your creche. You are to join our search. Speak up, child. Affirm your mandate.
All right, now I just want, let's see how the dice rolls. I'm going to persuade her to play along. Now, if I fail this, it immediately goes into us failing the deception check, and they attack us. So we really, really, really want to succeed at this roll. So I'm going to add every single bonus I have at my disposal. So I've got this Tides of Chaos things, which increases the chance of a wild magic surge afterwards, but it's worth the risk at this point because I don't want to fail this. However, I also have advantage. I just noticed that. So, or that's the advantage. Sorry, it's early in the morning. Let's click the dice to roll. So, thank God for bonuses. Now, however, did I pass the deception check?
You honor me with this duty, Kithrak. I shall alert my caretaker with haste.
The Kithrak nods,
Deception
content with Lae'zel's
succeeded.
answer.
You serve your queen well, child. Take your slaves and hunt those who escaped the Geich ship. They must carry the weapon. Vlaakith will see your faith rewarded in this plane and ours. To Danos! To the sky!
This is so cool. Back in my party.
Skaketh, I have followed protocol. He does not speak for Vlaakith. This weapon must be powerful for a Kithrak to betray his own queen's children.
Well, that dragon rat is going to return soon, so,
Yes, we must move, and quickly. Forward, through the pass. The creche is near. And beware the skies. We are watched.
So I gotta say, as good as Lae'zel's character is, all of the companions in this game, if you have played early access, so far you've seen this. And here's the mind-blowing thing. They haven't even released all of the companions yet. We got the announcement in the community update 20, and we're getting another announcement of another one at the panel from Hell. And we've also got word that we're going to be able to have Mince, Jahira, Halson, and the other person whose character's name I can't remember be able to join the party as well. So we're getting a ton of companions. And I was reading an article the other day, like PC Gamer or something was talking about like how one of the things that made Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 so one of the reasons they won all those awards as like RPGs of the year and of the decade and so on and so forth is because the companions were the best that anyone had ever seen ever, and the relationships and the romances and everything else. As good as Lizelle is, like Gale, like all of these characters have amazing voice acting, amazing mocap, amazing everything. The writing is excellent. Now we can't actually
Light on my feet.
go to the next area yet because we're still in early access. But what we can do is I want to show you the map real quick.
Grim-looking horizon. Wonder what's out there.
Um, Also, there's going to be another. I think there's another thing that's triggered right here when I click this. I could be wrong, but we may be about to see something else. But before I click this, what I wanted to talk about was, see, originally I thought I was just going to start some combat, and now I'm like off to do other things. There's so many permutations, of things, and storyline and everything else, and the companions and everything else, and then there's just. Let me show you this.
Hear my voice. Obey my command. The voice is irresistible. Every word is drenched with a power and authority you do not understand, but cannot deny.
Oh,
Your vision fades, leaving you in a dark, featureless shadowscape. Nothingness in every direction.
oh man.
There are three figures before you. An armored male elf.
Remember Baldur's Gate 1, the silhouette stuff? Yeah.
A handsome younger man with a quick, easy smile. And a pale young woman with even paler eyes.
These are my chosen. They speak for me.
Aid their search for the prism, and you will be worthy to stand beside them. In my...
Oh, what do we have here? Oh my god, guys, like
Feel energy pulsing from the artifact, lifting the pain from you, pushing the voice away.
My forces gather. The reckoning draws
I am gonna play the shit out of this game, guys. Oh my god.
Don't give me that look. I don't know what just happened any more than you do. We should keep going.
Oh, I'm sorry, Shadowheart.
The
You
voice
are
is
not
gone.
getting that off that
Muted
easy.
by this Gith relic. Why does a half-elf carry it?
This, guys, come on. Like, this is why this game is gonna, win all sorts of awards and be the RPG of the decade. Like, I'm 30 minutes. I did not intend to go 30 minutes with you all this morning, but we're doing it. I'm doing it now. This game sucks you in every time you play it. The voice is gone. Why does a half elf carry it? Yeah, you're not getting off easy at this point, Shadowheart. You've got some explaining to do first. What is that thing you have?
I don't know. Not exactly. All I know is it's important I get it back to Baldur's Gate. At any cost.
Yeah. What aren't you telling me?
I suppose, if we're to continue together, I may as well tell you. I serve Shah. My home is a secret cloister in Baldur's Gate. A group of us was sent to retrieve the artifact. Now I'm the only one left. I can't afford to fail. I can't tell you anymore. This mission required utmost secrecy. We all submitted to having our memories suppressed so that we couldn't betray Shah's confidence. If I reach my contact in the city, I'll have my memories restored. Until then, I have to guard the artifact with my life.
Makes
There.
sense.
You have the truth, for all it's worth. Let's continue.
Makes
You worship
sense.
Shah. Blimey. She and my beloved Mistra are not exactly friends.
So remember how I told you that all the characters are voice acted and these companions are just absolutely amazing? This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like all the options, all the permutations that they've already come out and done some publicity around how many hundreds of hours of like recorded footage they've done now and all this stuff. It's mind-boggling. The team grew from 120 people to 400 people throughout the development of this game. You guys look at what they did with Divinity Original Sin with 120 people. And now they've scaled up 3 times beyond that. Like, I don't do the math in my head. It might not be 3 times exactly, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Um, Oh, I have lots of options. I don't care who you worship. Tell me about the box.
There's nothing more I can tell you.
I'm a sorcerer. I don't care
All
about
I remember
religion.
is that I have to get back to my contact in the city.
I know those symbols. Githyanki runes.
Ooh.
Ancient as Vlaakith herself. You stole that from my people.
Yes. And a lot of my people died in the process. I won't fail them. Not after what I saw your kind do to them.
All right, enough both of you. We need to work together.
For now. But any crimes against my kin will be answered for in time.
I just saved you. Keep that in mind next time you want to air your grievances.
So there's one final thing I want to show you guys before we wrap up the video today. So this is one more thing to show you, but I'm also going to say this is the point. We're going to say, like, this game, guys. Yeah, it's getting all the awards. It's getting all my attention the next decade of my life. So the region you're trying to reach is not yet available in early access. There's more for you to explore elsewhere, though, so gather your party and venture thither. But we do get a tease of the map of Faerun before we, are forced to go back and explore the rest of the early access area that they've permitted us to see so far. We're already seeing off the bat. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things over there on the right that are clickable. Then we have the city on the left. These are all going to be places that we can travel to, and who knows what else we're going to be exploring and discovering in between. Now, I don't know how they're doing the map system yet, but if you remember from Baldur's Gate 1 and Baldur's Gate 2, you would travel to this map and you would go region to region to region to region. They did the same thing in like Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2. Not them, but I'm saying it's a common, if you've ever played like the Icewind Dale 1 and 2, the original Baldur's Gate. I can't remember if Neverwinter Nights did it this way too. I don't remember with those two games. I haven't replayed those in a long, long time. But in any case, there's going to be a lot to see and explore here. Now, I don't know if they're also giving us the Underdark in this launch product or not. I know that we've seen a little bit of the Underdark. I don't know how much of that is. When I say that they haven't given, I don't know if they're giving us that. I don't know how much of that we're going to be able to explore beyond what we've already seen in early access. So there's already stuff that's not on this map that you can go and explore and see. So how much else that's not going to be on this map are going to be to see and explore in terms of verticality and the things we could find underneath the ground and stuff. Yeah, guys. This is a great game. I've already gotten, like I said, a couple hundred hours of entertainment out of it in early access, which is mind-boggling to think about. I've never played another early access. As most early accesses as I do, I might get 10, 15 hours into them if I'm lucky. If you've ever watched my First Impressions series, I try a lot of games. Like every month I try, depends on the month, but I would say I try between 5 and 10 games every single month. And that adds up over time. And out of those games, I probably only take, 1 or 2 of them and play them all the way through. It's pretty rare that I will take a game and play it all the way through. And if I do, that's when I do a review on it and everything else. But in terms of early access games, like knowing that I'll play, you know, it just depends. But if I get one good game every 3 months that I play, that's a good run. Doing lots of first impression stuff, playing older games, mixing that in, playing a main game, getting 30, 40 hours of it. You know, that tends to be most good games. Let's say 40 hours is like a benchmark. I'm looking at like say, um, God of War Ragnarok. I got 50 hours out of my first playthrough. Um, Going back before that, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, 50-ish hours. Jedi Survivor, 50 hours. Like those are the games that shine through, and I get 50 hours of gameplay out of those. That's a good game, right? Then there's stuff like this, where I get the value of a game every time I sit down to play. I'm getting the full value of another box title and beyond. So it's like, yeah, guys, a lot to explore, a lot to see. I know I've rambled a lot over the last 35 minutes, so thank you for bearing with me. If you made it to the end and you like the way I ramble, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. I'm going to let you all go now because I actually want to go play a little bit of Baldur's Gate 3 this morning and maybe do a stream today, but I still need to do chores and stuff. So I'm out the door because it's like probably 6-ish right now, guys. Yeah, it's 6:05. So I'm going to go do stuff, and I'll see you all in the next video live stream. Join the Discord. Links are down below. See you then, everybody. Happy gaming.